when you know you're getting older and you have to take out your glasses to read the print. No, you gotta know. Yep. Tell me when you're ready. Testing. Pardon? Yeah. Okay. Okay. No problem. We are streaming right now. We're live. It's in the free show. We're live. We're live. Hey. We've got 2 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. First thing, how are you guys doing out there? Come on, make some noise. How are you really doing? So I'm going to try to see him back there without my glasses on. So. Oh, there he is. Yeah, we're 2:30 and counting. 30? 2:30. 2:30. That's the dentist's favorite time of day. Do you know that? 2:30. Terrible joke. Ba-boom. I'm not much of a comedian.
It's early in the morning when the birds sing in the pines. The sun peeks through the forest where the cold river climbs. The men are up at 5 o'clock and to the trees at 6. Hard day's work and good night's sleep is all they ever mix. Way, hey, another brand new day on the wild and windy shores of old Superior. From North Bay to Fort William on the rocky northern shore, the mills are filled with cedar pulp and the boats are filled with ore. I worked in a logging camp, my daddy did before. We're calloused hands and weathered skin and iron to the core. Way, hey, another brand new day on the wild and windy shores of old Superior. Now the flies are thick and the men get sick, it's cold as it can be. Nothing's unexpected in the North Country. When the summer ends and the winter comes, it's 42 below. We'll settle down in plywood shacks and cover up with snow. Way, hey, another brand new day on the wild and windy shores of old Superior. Now when I die, I will have seen the wonders of the sea, and I will have climbed the mountains in the western country. Most of all, I won't forget the wild and wondrous thing, the falling of the timber when it's early in the spring. Way, hey, another brand new day on the wild and windy shores of old Superior. Way, hey, another brand new day on the wild and windy shores of old Superior.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, welcome to the 33rd Anchorage Folk Festival. This is the second of our 4 monthly house concerts that we're offering so we can share a variety of music during these challenging times. Of course, we all know that COVID has been challenging. Let's give a big round of applause to Anchorage Folk Festival for making this happen. Tonight is a very, very special edition of the monthly shows because it's a tribute to the great music of Bill Staines. In March, and it is in March, and in a celebration of Women's History Month, Anchorage Folk Festival will also be hosting a live stream concert showcasing Alaskan female artists. Stay tuned for more information and details, which we'll talk about along the show. There's also plans for an outdoor festival in May, so keep watching the website for that. That's anchoragefolkfestival.org if you want information on anything that we're talking about tonight. I'm your host, Jeremiah Millen. My host, Borealis Bluegrass Breakdown here in Anchorage, Bluegrass radio show. I'm honored to be here among all these great musicians and all these members of the community. And for starters, we'd like to thank Marty Severin for donating this beautiful studio for the event. So let's give Marty a big round of applause. And while we're giving thank yous, we want to especially thank two important people who came up with this idea to organize this concert tonight for Bill Staines, Shonti Elder and Suzy Crosby. Let's give them a big round of applause. There's an amazing lineup of wonderful local performers tonight, and I'll introduce them as we go on throughout the evening. And tonight we're here. It's we're all recovering kind of from the COVID thing, or hopefully it's kind of partially behind us. So let's just make some noise and get excited about tonight. Let's make another round of applause for everybody I mentioned. And without further ado, we're going to kick it off. I want to invite our friend Shonti Elder up here. She's going to do a little intro to the event, tag team off of what I've been talking about. Of course, we all know and love Shonti, longtime public radio producer for traveling music on KSKA 91.1, Saturday nights at 8. She's got 3 CDs, 2 with Will Putman, Northwoods and Home Fires, and 24 other musicians. She plays fiddle on many, many other albums, and of course, everybody knows who Shonti Elder is because she's a treasure. So thank you very much, and I'm going to hand it over. Well, I'm not going to hand it over. Go ahead.
So I'll go up on stage and use my own mic, and just give a little shout out to folks. Thank you all for being so patient, and I'm so excited that there's still a festival because I have missed playing music and getting together with all of you, which this is such an honor to do this in honor of Bill Staines. When we learned that Bill Staines had passed away, Suzy wrote to me like there ought to be a tribute concert, and I said, yes, there should be. And I contacted the Folk Festival board, and they said, yeah, we'll throw it in front of the board. Give us a proposal. It's like, okay, we'll make up a proposal. And they went for it, which is just awesome. I just am really happy that they did. Robin Hopper and Suzy Crosby and I kind of got this thing started. And the other people made it happen. Marianne See did behind-the-scenes stuff, which is really organized. And this Marty Severin studio. We've got Scott Jensen with Jensen's video. We have so many people involved. And we're excited to do this. Let's have the first people on stage, which is Rongstad and Sharon Hein. And we all are singing some of our very favorite Bill Staines songs. I think that what will happen is that when there's a song that we would love for you to sing along, we will say, go ahead and sing along. Because there's actually a microphone on the audience too. So sing in tune, if you will. Thank you.
I had the opportunity to see Bill Staines several times in the Valley. Of course, he's always great, you know, terrific writer and everything. But something always traumatic or weird happened to me every single time. The first time I saw Bill Staines in, I think it was 85. And I had already played a little live thing at Cabin Radio. So I'd met Trish King, who was a DJ up there. And I believe they were sponsoring Bill Staines at the Windbreak in Wasilla. Anyway, she called me the night of the concert, or the early evening of the concert, and said that Bill was delayed because of weather on the plane. And she says, could you come and play a bit? Yeah. Anyway, this is
How did it go?
Well, that's what I'm leading to. And I get there, and I said, sure. So I go there, and, I just, I collapsed. I was falling apart. It was not good for me. But there's somebody that I didn't know. This guy came out of the audience in a cream-colored, double-breasted suit and tie. And he took over, which was terrific. He saved me. He played the rest of the show. And anyway, it ended up being Wade Hampton Miller. So I just wanted to get his name out there. He was great. Saved me. Anyway.
Did Bill show up that night?
Oh, yes, he did. He did show up. And he did a terrific show, as usual. We're going to do one called Rivers of Texas.
Crossed the brown Pecos, we crossed the Nueces, swam the Guadalupe, we followed the Brazos, Red River runs rusty, the Wichita's clear, down by the Brazos I made you my dear. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. There's many rivers that water the land. Fair Angelina runs glossy and gliding. Crooked Colorado runs weaving and winding. Old San Antonio courses the plain, but I never will walk by the Brazos again. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. There's many rivers that water the land. I hugged her and I kissed her and I called her my candy. Trinity's muddy, the Brazos quicksandy. Hugged her and I kissed her and I called her my own. Down by the Brazos she left me alone. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. The girl's a little river, you can't do no wrong. And the Sabine are still mighty long. Down by the Sabine, girls by the score, but they never will walk by the Brazos no more. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. Lie, 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 lee, 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 give me your hand. There's many a river and waters the land.
All righty, thank you. Shonti asked me if I'd do Roseville Fair. I felt kind of bad about it because Suzy has done Roseville Fair forever. Right? Am I wrong? Where's Suzy sitting? There she is. Yeah, just sing it real loud. Yeah. Wait, that's my song.
I learned it from Shonti.
I've been singing it forever too. It's a great song. We're all allowed to sing it. I think Bill doesn't mind.
No.
The night was clear and the stars were shining and the moon came up all quiet in the sky and the people gathered round and the band's tuning. I can hear them now playing Coming Through the Ride. You were dressed in blue and you looked so lovely, just a gentle flower of a small town girl. And you took my hand and we stepped to the music with a single smile. You became my world and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Drifting tunes seemed to fill the air so long ago, but I still remember how we fell in love at the Roseville Fair, recording well and recording dearly, and we rocked for hours in the front porch chair. And the year went by since the time that I met you, and I made you mine at the Roseville Fair. Here's a song for all the lovers, and here's a tune that they can share. May they dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair. Here's a song for all the lovers, and here's a tune then they can share. May they dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, way we did at the Roseville Fair, just the way we did at the Roseville Fair.
Got Sharon, my wife, playing percussion over here. I carried the drum for her.
What a noble deed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a nice looking drum too. Nice design on the side.
That was actually Rod's Christmas present one year, and he's never gotten to play it.
Song called Wild, Wild Heart. One, two.
I was born on the scene of a semi. Wind and whistle away in my ear. Some babies go to sleep to a lullaby. Yes, and mine is the sound of their gears. I grew up in the face in a road mouth, with my finger to follow the lines. Now I run from the coast and I'm gone like a ghost when I hear that old diesel whine. Yes, I run from the coast and I'm gone like a ghost when I hear that old diesel whine. I got an angel overhead looking after me, keeps away that old devil below. That old Mr. Scratch, I know he met his match, still it follows wherever I go. Give me a thermos full of truck stop coffee, give me a head-to-head race with the sun. Give me a good heavy load and a clear stretch of road, and I'm gonna let that bulldog run. Give me a good heavy load and a clear stretch of road, and I'm gonna let that bulldog run. I've driven dynamite over the Rockies, driven cattle on the Texas plain, citrus up and down the California line, heavy timber in the Oregon rain. Snow's coming off of Lake Erie, I am an hour ahead of the storm. Sometimes you think I get a little weary of this, but the feeling don't last very long. 4 days on the road, I is shaky, I'll get through Nickel before it's dark. Got no steady address, they call me Pony Express, and my rig is the Wild, Wild Heart. Got no steady address, they call me Pony Express, and my rig is the Wild, Wild Heart. I was born on the seat of a semi, wind and whistle away in my ear. Some babies go to sleep to a lullaby, yes, and mine is the sound of the gears. I grew up in the basin in a road mouth, then I took to the trail like a dart. Got no steady address, they call me Pony Express, and my rig is the Wild, Wild Heart. Got no steady address, they call me Pony Express, and my rig is the Wild, Wild Heart.
Thank you so much. A lot of fun, Suzy and Shonti, thank you. We'll be hearing a lot more of Suzy and Dawn, all sorts of folks. Just stick around.
Good job, you guys.
Test. There goes the glasses. Test. Let's give another round of applause for Rod Rongstad, which is always hard for me to say, even though he's a friend of mine. And test. No mic there, I don't think. Sharon Hein and Shonti Elder. Got a little bit of, there we go. So we've got another Alaska local legend coming up here, Mary Schallert. She's been an active member of the folk festival community since 1977, guys. Let's give that a round of applause. She was in a band called the Barbed Wire Twisters with Marcia Knorr and Cheri Spink, and they did many cover songs of Bill Staines during that time, and had a good fortune to open up for at least 2 of his concerts locally in the 80s. Mary's been involved in a lot of musical projects, and I want to mention her Alaska City Folks Art Camp, because you would be hard-pressed to find a single performer in the acoustic music scene or bluegrass music scene that it's Alaskan that Mary has not touched somehow through her camp. Most of the kids here grew up, so she's a legend, and everybody knows it. But anyway, let's give a big round of applause to Mary Schallert. Mary, are you doing one Bill Stain song? Are you doing one or two Bill Stain songs? Two. And I'll just let her introduce them as we're getting set up. Is everybody having fun out there? Yeah. Again, let's thank Marty for the use of this beautiful studio. What a gem in Anchorage. The sound is amazing. And again, Shonti and Suzy, thanks for being the brainchild of bringing this all together. I'm happy to be a part of it for sure. Oh, and before I forget, now is the time to renew your Anchorage Folk Festival memberships. They're renewed. I just renewed mine the other day. And so now's the time. We're in a new year. And so if you like what you're seeing and you like some of the things we're talking about in the future, consider becoming a member if you're not a member, or upping your membership to renew it.
Suzy, did you want to come up?
No, the first one, Jubilee. Jubilee is first.
Suzy Crosby's coming up the stage to help sing Jubilee with Mary and Shonti. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. So this song I'm going to do is a song that I actually learned from the Barbed Wire Twisters. That was actually, yes, the name of a group I was in. And I didn't come up with that name. And I always tried to change it, but after a while, you just kind of grew on me. But it was three women, and we had a lot of comedy because of Marcia Knorr. But also, I think over half of our songs were Bill Stain's covers. That was Marcia Knorr, Cheri Spink. And we had the honor of opening up for Bill Stains a couple of times through Whistling Swan, Mike McCormick, who did a great job with just local, bringing up some amazing people and then letting some amazing people open up for amazing people. It was very fun. So I'm going to start off with a song called Jubilee. This is one I learned from Marcia and Cheri. So it goes like this. And
You're amazing too, Mary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And and sing along if you, as soon as it's pretty easy words. Goes like this. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? We were singing all together, they were shouting reverie. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? They were dancing by the river, they were dancing by the sea. They were bouncing all the babies up and down upon their knees. They were laughing out happy, they were crying out free. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Sing along. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were singing all together, they were shouting reverie. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? They were banging on the banjos, they were picking the guitar. They were blowing out the bass notes on the crackery jars. They were sliding on the washboards, banging spoons upon their knees. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, oh, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were singing all together, they were shouting reverie. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Shonti Elder. always Jubilee. They were coming from the valleys, they were coming from the towns. Well, they came to see the paddle wheel and the showboat clowns. They were coming from the farmlands, they were coming from the sea. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were singing all together, they were shouting revelry. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Now isn't it a picture, all these times gone by? Well, he used to tell the story with a twinkle in his eye. I wished you could have been there as I sat upon his knee. Jubilee, Granddad, I bet it was a jubilee. Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, wasn't it a jubilee? They were singing all together, they were shouting revelry. Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee? Jubilee, Lord, wasn't it a jubilee?
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you, Suzy Crosby. She walked in when we were rehearsing. Oh, did they mute? Hello? Ah, there
You're
we go.
back. Hooray. Welcome back.
Cool. So last fall, I asked Kurt Riemann from Kurt Riemann Studios if he would take this tape that I had made in the 1980s and put it on a CD so I could put it on my computer so I could hear what I sounded like in the 1980s. And there was this Bill Staines tune that I had done with a band that I was in the early 80s called the North Star Band. I don't know if anyone remembers. Oh, there's one person that remembers the North Star Band. Anyway, so when I was making this particular CD, well, first of all, I wanted to say when the first time I saw Bill Staines, it might have been when Rod saw him out of Wasilla, and I can't remember who I was with, but I just remember Bill Staines, and I remember looking at him and going, there's what is it? You know, what is it about him? And I realized he played a right-handed guitar left-handed. So if you play guitar, you can't copy him. It's genius. So anyway, so I made this CD, and on this CD is Debbie Templin, who was in high school at the time. Oops, I just dropped my pen. It's over there by the speaker. Wow, that went far. She's a math teacher in Texas now. There's John Osnes is on this particular recording, and he is a luthier in town, and I'm not sure you can hear him play anymore, but he did this great version. And Jim Kerr played mandolin. I didn't even remember this. And my ex-husband, Richard Schallert, played guitar. And Ken Terry, who has passed away maybe 15 years ago, was on it. And it was like, oh, wow, that was like another whole part of my life. So anyway, Shonti's going to join me, and it's called The Lost Mine of the Chisos. And I just, this song moved me, I think, because it was, you know, talking about the culture, indigenous people, what happened to them. So, Lost Mine of the Chisos. There is a tale from the Big Bend country, and I heard it once so long ago by the firelight on the Rio Grande, where the moon shone bright on Mexico. An ancient one, an old compadre, told this to me as I to you. The desert sun had burned his body, but his eyes told me the tale was true. Years ago, up in the Chisos, conquistadores, they mined for gold, and far below they built a prison. It was a bold presidio. Early each and every morning, the Spaniards led unto the hills blindfolded slaves, a captive people, to work the mines and do their will. They fade like dying echoes. The trail is gone and the way is lost. All that remains is just a legend, a story in a passing song. But if you stand at San Vicente and watch the sun on Easter morn, where its first light falls on the mountain, the way is shown and the secret torn. Listen well, on the west wind, the sound of horses fills the air. Don't venture on, they guard the treasure for anyone who enters there. Big Bend country, and I heard it once so long ago by the firelight on the Rio Grande, where the moon shone bright on Mexico. Thank you.
Test, test, test. Testing. Test. Let's give another round of applause for Mary Schallert, Shonti Elder, and Suzy Crosby. That was beautiful, Mary. There's a lot of sponsors of Folk Fest, so I'm going to break these up in chunks here. But we want to thank Alaska Airlines, Marvin Woodworks, Angelo Dean and Todd Grebe, Music Lessons, the Alaska School of Music, and Dave McCormick, Alaska Music and Sound, the home of the Horn Doctor, Alaska Railroad, Both Ears, and Live Sound as well. And then we'll thank some more people as we go on. You guys having fun? I'm having a blast. Let me get my notes here. Got a little malfunction. This technology. Who here knows who Robin Hopper is? Robin grew up in northern New York, was a performer well known there in the communities on both the Canadian and the U.S. side of the border or along the St. Lawrence River before moving to Alaska in 1984. Whether she's performing in a hushed crowd at a coffee house or thousands at a banquet at a festival setting, if you've ever seen her play, you'll know that she's equally as comfortable. And I'll get to the point. There's a few musicians that weren't able to make it here tonight, but wanted to be part of the event. So they've actually recorded some videos for us to watch. So we're going to see a couple videos, and Robin is one of those. Robin's proven herself, no doubt, around the lower 48 and in Alaska. Anchorage Daily News called Robin's music as warm and as comforting as a sweater. It's a pretty good endorsement, especially in a place like Alaska. So, are you guys ready to cue the video with Robin? I think so. I think I'm getting a heads up. And we're going to see a video that she produced. So, it's good to have her here, even though she's not here in person. So let's give a round of applause to Robin Hopper.
Hello from sunny Tucson. I'm here enjoying the nice warm weather, but tonight I wish I was with all of you in snowy Alaska, telling stories about Bill and listening to his music. I grew up in northern New York, north of the Adirondacks. And when you got your driver's license in New York State, if you were under 18, you couldn't drive past Sunset. This posed a problem when I started college at age 17, because I had to ask my mom and dad to bring me in for all of the evening activities at the university. I turned 18, and the very first thing I did after sunset was to drive myself to a Bill Staines concert. He was performing at a coffee house at my university, and I was so proud to have driven myself there. It was a magical night, listening to a young Bill Staines weave his magic and play his music, and it's something that has stuck with me all of these years. He was truly a treasure. They used to work mighty hard on the old back 40 back when I was just a little lad, digging up the fields and laying down the furrows when the weather it was good or bad. I remember well what my daddy used to say as he pushed along behind the plow. Jack's a good old mule and there ain't another like him, and the sweat was dripping off his brow. He'd sing, "Old Jack, can you hear the wind blow? Old Jack, can you feel the time go? Old Jack, you don't look like much, but you always been a friend to me." Old Jack had been around for as long as I remember, and perhaps another year or so. And there never was a time when the floppy-eared critter didn't put his heart in every row. When the crops came up, Daddy used to stop and smile, and he'd say he was a thankful man for the little bit of time that he had under heaven to be living and to work the land. He'd sing, "Old Jack, can you hear the wind blow? Old Jack, can you feel the time go? Old Jack, you don't look like much, but you've always been a friend to me." When the snows fell down in the middle of the winter, Jack would pull us down along the road. in a rickety sleigh that we got from the neighbors with two runners that were bent and bowed. Then we'd all stop a while and we'd listen to the wind as it whistled on a winter's night. Jack would listen to and Daddy'd sing in the snow as it settled on the fields of white. He'd sing, "Oh Jack, can you feel the wind blow? Oh Jack, can you feel the time go? Oh Jack, you don't look like much, but you've always been a friend to me." So I stand in the fields of this little old farm and I push along behind the plow. I remember all the times and the seasons and the wind and the little gal that's older now. Well, I got an old mule and I call him Jack, and he puts his heart in every row. A husband and a son and an old time song, and I love to sing it soft and low. I sing, "Oh Jack, can you feel the wind blow? Oh Jack, can you feel the time go? Oh Jack, you don't look like much, but you always been a friend to me." I sing, "Oh Jack, can you hear the wind blow? Oh Jack, can you feel the time go? Oh Jack, you don't look like much, but you always been a friend to me. Yeah, you always been a friend to me."
Let's, let's give another round of applause for Robin Hopper. All the way from Arizona. We want to thank the audience actually for being here. What a gift to have a live audience. Thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. And if anybody's getting thirsty, all you have to do is raise your hand, and there is water available for you. So is anybody thirsty? We got a couple here. Johns will take care of it. Larry Zarella. Who knows the Denali Cooks? Yeah. Larry's another performer that was not able to be here tonight. He's played in the Alaska music scene for decades. Grew up playing to folks like Cat Stevens, all the classics. And we're going to watch a video here of Larry. Let's give Larry Zarella a big round of applause here.
Here's one of my favorite Bill Stain songs. It's called Old Pen. And the first time I heard him sing it was at the Latitude in Talkeetna about 30 years ago, I guess. I'll never forget watching him, listening to him tell stories while he was playing guitar. Never missed a beat. Well, Old Pen was a friend of mine. He used to sit down by the square. He was kind of a local monument, you know, you'd always find him there. He never caused anybody any trouble. The town folks just passed him by. Sometimes you see him laughing to himself, and sometimes you'd see him cry. Well, us kids, we used to go to him and we'd listen to his songs. Some of them were happy, and some were just plain freaking long. But he used to pick them out on this old guitar that he won once when he'd been out at sea. And I can still remember all the words that Old Pen used to say to me. Oh, he said, "Son, listen to me. Don't you go telling no lies. They get you in big trouble, just follow you like flies. Son, watch where you're walking. Don't you be afraid to lose. You put your memories in your traveling bags, your miles on your shoes. You put your memories in your traveling bags and your miles on your shoes." Well, it's the miles that'll teach you about the people and all the differences in their ways. But don't you walk so fast on down the road that you forget to feel the summer days. Yeah, don't you walk too fast and don't walk too slow, and don't ever forget your name. And never laugh at a man when you see him down. You may someday have to play his game. Oh, he said, son, listen to me. Don't you go telling no lies to get you in big trouble. Just follow you like flies. Son, watch where you're walking. Don't you be afraid to lose. You put your memories in your traveling bags. You put your miles on your shoes. You put your memories in your traveling bags. Your miles on your shoes. Well, old Pan's place is empty now. I guess he's long gone to his reward. But I can still remember all the songs he sang, and I even know most of his chords. So while I sit here on this roadside, I'm on the way to where I choose. I got his memories in my traveling bags and in on my shoes. I got memories in my traveling bags, miles on my shoes. He said, son, listen to me. Don't you go telling no lies to get you in big trouble. Just to follow you like flies. Son, watch where you're walking. Don't you be afraid to lose. You put your memories in your traveling bags. You put your miles on your shoes. You put your memories in your traveling bags and your miles on your shoes. God bless, Bill. We love you.
Let's give another round of applause for Larry Zarella. So a couple more thank yous to volunteers, the McCarthy Music, Family Camp, Salmon Fest, Paramount Cycles, Alaska Community Foundation, Alaska Yurt Rentals, the Municipality of Anchorage, Rising Tide Communications, Rasmussen Foundation, the Odom Corporation, Saleos Company Incorporated, and Hill Corp. Let's give them a round of applause for their support of the Folk Festival. So, Donna, are you getting up to sing with them as well on this one? No? So we've already introduced Mary, and we've introduced Shonti, and a good, amazing person up there is Marianne See. She's a familiar sight. You recognize her if you've been around the folk festival stages. She's performed in nearly all the festivals, solo and with her bands like McLeod. Who doesn't know McLeod? Does anybody? Let's give a round of McLeod. A round of applause for McLeod. Yeah. It's one of the first big bluegrass bands I saw when I moved up here. She's been playing with other several bands, and she's a board member and president of the Folk Festival. Let's give these lovely ladies a big round of applause here.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be here. And the song I'm going to do with these fine friends of mine, whom I haven't even seen in ages, it seems like. We've been in bands together. I was in the Moms with Mary, if you remember the Moms. Early 90s. And way back, my first band here was a fine ladies jug band called the Ovarian Rhythm Section. Shonti was in that band at a time. Yeah, it was quite a band. Anyway. I heard this song sung not by Bill Staines, but by friends of mine who had just moved out of Wyoming, and they were, they loved Wyoming, but they had reasons to leave, and they introduced me to this song. So I learned their version kind of years and years ago, and I didn't listen to Bill Staines' version for a long time. In fact, probably not till he came up here, and I heard his version. And I thought it was pretty similar, but there's a few differences, so I hope you don't mind some differences for all those Bill Staines enthusiasts out there, but it's one of my absolute favorite songs, My Sweet Wyoming Home.
How fast?
There's a silence on the prairie that I can't help but feel. There's a shadow growing longer now, nipping at my heels. Know that soon that old 4-lane that runs beneath my wheels will take me home to my my sweet Wyoming home. I headed down the road last summer with a few old friends of mine. They all hit the money, Lord, I didn't make a dime. The entrance fees, they took my dough, and traveling took my time. I'm headed home to my sweet Wyoming home. You can sing on this one. Watch the moon smiling in the sky, and hum a tune, prairie lullaby, peaceful wind, and old coyotes cry a song of home, the sweet Wyoming home. Well, the rounders, they all wish you luck when they know you're in a jam, but your money's riding on the bull, and he don't give a damn. Well, there's shows in all your cities, but cities turn my heart to clay. Takes all I can muster just to try and get away. And the songs I'm used to hearing ain't the kind the jukebox plays. I'm headed home to my sweet Wyoming home. And the chorus, watch the moon smiling in the sky, hum a tune, prairie lullaby, peaceful wind, and old coyotes cry a song of home, sweet Wyoming home. Well, I've always loved the riding, there ain't nothing quite the same. Another year may bring my luck the winning of the game, but there's a magpie on a fence rail calling out my name. He calls me home to my sweet Wyoming home. Watch the moon smiling in the sky, and hum a tune, prairie lullaby, peaceful wind, and old coyotes cry a song of home, my sweet Wyoming home. And it's a song of home, sweet Wyoming home. Thank you. And thank you, ladies. Jeremiah, it's your turn.
Let's give him another round of applause. Marianne, great vocals. Fantastic. Shonti and Mary. Everybody still having fun out there? Let's just give a big round of applause to all the board members and all the volunteers that have pulled this thing together. This is a lot of work to organize something like this. So, yeah. And again, a round of applause for you guys for being a live audience, because it wouldn't be possible if you guys weren't here right now. So, thank you. So next we've got Dawn Berg up on stage. Dawn has been singing folk music ever since she went to the University of England in the 90s and became a Morris dancer, where singing in the pub after practice was her delight. That sounds fantastic. Peggy Monahan performed. She performed for many of an afternoon in Ireland. She was on the Arctic Siren Cabernet show and other folk events and concerts around town. She's taken the stage at the Anchorage Folk Festival several times, playing bassoon, penny whistle, and dancing and singing. And you can find her several days a week traveling the world and singing Zoom song circles, where she's tracked singing about 2,000 times since the start of the pandemic. Let's give her a round of applause for that. She's going to do a couple songs for you. This is Dawn Berg. Go for it.
There we go. So when I heard that Bill was coming up in 2019 and that it might be his last show in Alaska, I knew I had to go. And one of the songs that he sang that night really resonated with me because of all the political things that were going on, and just it's still resonating today. So it's a privilege and an honor to be here sharing him with you tonight and being invited to join you with this event. And a big thanks to the sound people particularly and all the organizers and the Anchorage Folk Festival. So I give you Bridges. There are bridges, bridges in the sky. They are shining like the sun. They are stone and steel and wood and wire. They can change two things to one. They are languages and letters. They are poetry and awe. They are love and understanding, and they're better than a wall. They are languages and letters. They are poetry and awe. They are love and understanding, and they're better than a wall. There are canyons that are yawning in the night. They are rank and bitter anger, and they're all devoid of light. They are fear and blind suspicion. They are apathy and pride. They are dark and so foreboding, and they are so very wide. They are fear and blind suspicion. They are apathy and pride. They are dark and so foreboding, and they are so very wide. So let us build a bridge of music. Let us cross it with a song. Let us span another canyon. Let us right another wrong. And if someone should ask us where we're off and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way. And if someone should ask us where we're off and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way. Thank you. So All God's Critters was the first song that I ever learned of Bill's. It was one that Wade Hampton Miller sang, and I immediately went out and recorded it on a cassette in the 80s for my nieces and nephews. And I didn't even know who Bill Staines was, and I was quite pleased to find out that he was like famous enough to like be in the Rise Up Singing songbook. That was pretty cool to me. I was pretty impressed. And I think the very first show when I came home from college was a Whistling Swan production out at Chugach High School, and it was Bill Staines. And I just remember that every show that I ever went to, no matter how many times I heard the songs, they were always so wonderful. And I especially enjoyed the house concerts and the small venues that he performed in. So this one's a sing-along, so we expect you all to sing along at home and here tonight. And this is All God's Critters. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. And some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the bass, he's the one at the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a great to-do. The old cow just goes moo. The dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles. The donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little birds sing on the melody with the high notes ringing. Hoot owl hollers over everything. The jaybird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little duck quacks and he's on his way. The possum ain't got much to say and the porcupine talks to himself. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox, the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. All God's critters brought a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on a telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now.
Don Berg, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic. Before we go into another one from Robin Hopper via video, I want to, before we get too busy and the show goes out, I mentioned the board members, but I wanted to mention them by name. There's two new members who are familiar faces on the board, but I want to name the whole board. John Osterman, Michael Allwright. We've got Jed Smith, Lucy Peckham, Peter Johnson, Marty Severin, and Wolfgang Blumenkoenig. Did I get that right? Yeah. He's a new member. Let's give them a round of applause. And we're going to do another video. Here's Robin doing Bill Staines' tune called Child of Mine. Let's give her a round of applause.
To host Bill for several house concerts in our living room. And he would show up early and we would talk, and he would stay a little bit longer after the show and we would talk some more. And it was something that we really looked forward to every other year. There was probably 5 or 6 shows that he did in our living room, and they were very, very special events. And one year, he ended up coming to my school. I taught kindergarten through 6th grade at Homestead Elementary in Eagle River. And I asked if he would come and do an assembly of his music. Unbeknownst to him, I had taught all of the kids the refrain to All God's Critters Got a Place in the Choir. And I had taught all of them to do the sign language to the refrain for We Are Crossing the Water. And it was a major hit at my school. His music, those 2 songs were just number 1 on the song list for all of my kids at school. And the day of the assembly came, and I hadn't said anything to Bill about my kids knowing some of his music. So he was in his performance and telling stories and singing songs, and he got to All God's Critters. And 400 kids joined in on the refrain, and he was just staggered. He said it was so delightful to hear all those voices singing along with him. And the kids were smiling and clapping their hands, and it was just really, really fun. And then he got to We Are Crossing the Water, which is one of my favorite songs of his. And when he got to the refrain, 400 little hands came up and said, We are crossing the water our whole life through. And they sang and signed the entire refrain. I thought he was going to cry. He said it was just so, so beautiful to see all those little hands and hear those little voices with music and sign language. And a few years ago, on his 25th anniversary, Mike and Katie asked if I would be part of the 25th anniversary show at the PAC. And I asked if it would be all right if I brought a group of students to do the sign language when Bill sang We Are Crossing the Water. So they got all dressed up, and their parents brought them, and And they stood in a line behind Bill, and as Bill sang, they signed the refrain. It was such a special night, and those kids were just so thrilled to be part of one of their musical heroes shows. I know that when those kids all grow up, they're going to be Bill Stain's music lovers. Child of mine, you are the wildest wind and the dearest dream I will ever know. Love's lasting light shines out from deep within this father's heart as I watch you grow. Child of mine, you are the break of dawn and the brightest star I will ever know. Love's lasting light comes shining on and on from this mother's heart as I watch you grow. There is a road, this road is all your own. We are here, you need not walk alone to face, not fear, each coming new unknown is the way to lift your wings. Child of mine, you are the sweetest song and the greatest gift I will ever know. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do, child of mine, where spirits fly above, there is but one that belongs to you. So let it grow, and it will thrive on love. It is love that sees us through. You have the hands that will open up the doors. You have the hopes this world is waiting for. You are my own, but you are so much more. You are tomorrow on the wing, child of mine. Do 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 do.
Robin Hopper doing Child of Mine. Let's give her another round of applause. that I needed. I didn't want to freestyle too much, but Shonti's going to sing lead on this one with Mary, and I want to introduce formally my good buddy and our good buddy, Suzy Crosby. Suzy came up to Alaska in 1983 for a 2-week gig in Denali National Park, and one booking led to another, and by the time winter hit, she was a ski patroller 5 days a week and playing music 5 days a week because everybody found out what a great finger picker and guitar player she was. And she served organizing festivals. Of course, many of you know that she organizes all the music at the state fair, so she provides that venue for all of the rest of us to play music. And she's overall just an amazing person and one of my favorite jam buddies and favorite people to sing with. So the reason I want to introduce her, I didn't get a chance to earlier, but she's going to also be singing a couple as well. So Suzy Crosby, Mary Schallert, and Shonti Elder.
Thank you, guys. It's such a privilege to be part of this, and thank you to the Folk Festival for providing this opportunity for all of us. So I remember the first night that I saw Bill Staines, and like Robin, I too was in college. I was north of Boston, a little closer to Bill's home state of New Hampshire, and I didn't know who he was, but I remember it was a blizzardy, just slush blizzard night in northeastern Massachusetts. And I walked across the quad in my they were not Extra Toughs. I don't know if Extra Toughs had been invented yet, but I did not own a pair. So in my leaky shoes, walked over to the college coffee house, the Pendragon, down in the basement of a castle-like building, and I was smitten. I was just mesmerized. And you know how Bill loves to write songs about the road. And I will not say that Bill Staines was responsible for me, just not finishing college. However, I won't say that. But however, I did go home that night to my dorm room, and I wrote a song called "Hungry for the Road," talking about how I just felt stuck and I just wanted to be out, traveling. And I didn't go back to college that next year. I traveled. Before I came to Alaska for a 2-week gig and stayed 40-some years, I did go to Vail for a 2-week ski trip and stayed 5 years there, and then that led into Montana. But anyway, all those times on the road, and I couldn't remember. I remembered Bill, but I couldn't remember the specific songs that he played. And 1983 rolled around. I moved to Alaska, and I had a friend who was playing this tape for me over and over. It was "Whistle of the Jay," and those songs were just starting to ring a bell and sound familiar. And it's like, oh, this is the guy. This is the guy that I remember from college. And then, thanks to Mike McCormick for bringing Bill up to Alaska all those many times. And so I went up and listened to him. It's like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. And he remembered that night, the blizzard night at Gordon College. But anyway, so over the years, we've become good friends. I was so privileged to get to open for him a couple of times. And so Shonti and I teamed up to do our songs. And going to turn it over to Shonti to do "So Sang the River."
Oh, thanks. I just wanted to briefly say the way I heard of Bill Staines is I started volunteering at KSKA Public Radio, and I didn't know anything about folk music. I just BS'd my way into there, and I figured, well, I can read an album cover, and I've been doing that for about 40 years. And so I found this album, "Whistle of the Jay," and I just fell in love with it. I listened to Roseville Fair, and it made me cry. That is the most beautiful song. It just was so honest and so true, and I learned it right away. And then he played it down-home guitar. I think was Bill Staines' possibly first gig up here with Mike McCormick. And we miss Mike. He sends his love, and he almost got recorded, but it was an icy day, and he's out of state right now. But if you're watching, Mike, thank you for all this stuff. This is a sing-along, if you'd like to. The chorus is, "So sang the river as its waters glided low. So sang the river, I've a long, long way to go." And I have the music stand because I'm not memorizing these rivers for one gig, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I am the Missouri and I traveled on down Across the Dakotas by the Midwestern towns, I water your farms with my silvery hand. Forever I'll travel in the heart of the land. I am the Ohio and my water is wide. By the banks of Kentucky I've traveled with pride. From the old Allegheny forever I'll run, and I'll carry your people in the light of the sun. So sang the river as its waters glided low. So sang the river, I've a long, long way to go. And I am the border, the old Rio Grande. My waters, they cut through the southwestern land. From the deserts and the badlands, through canyons so deep, I'll stretch my green ribbon and I never will sleep. And I am the American and I carry the gold. In the hills of California my story was told, how men with the fever fell on me like rain, and dug for my treasure till nothing remained. So sang the river as its waters glided low. So sang the river, I've a long, long way to go. And I am the Hudson and the Merrimack too, the Snake and the Pecos, the green and the blue. And my waters, they ran just as sure as a song. Forever I'll sing if you let me live on. So sang the river as its waters glided low. So sang the river, I've a long, long way to go. One more chorus. So sang the river as its waters glided low. So sang the river, I've a long, long way to go. Thanks for singing along.
Hey, can I get a little bit more guitar on the monitor, please? Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. So for those of you that have heard Bill do this in concert, he talks about flying over the southern United States and across the Mississippi and then over Louisiana, and at a time when they were flooding down below, and seeing the Mississippi River looking 8 miles wide. He wrote one called Louisiana Storm. I don't think that river was singing, Shonti. I think that one was probably rip-roaring. One, two. This old muddy water's been rising. The levee's gone and broken down, and the snakes and the gators and the muskrats too, well, they're heading for higher ground. Have you ever seen a stream go crazy? I tell you, boys, it ain't much fun. You got mud, you got silt, you got danger everywhere, and the water don't know which way to run. Then the sun shine down on Louisiana. Send the sunshine down, let it dry up all of the rain. Along comes Billy in a rowboat. a rowboat built for two. But he's got a woman, he's got a child, he's got an old black man, and about sinking down, but what could they do? Some people find it hard to believe, some are cursing out up at the sky. Well, this fella, he's looking for his family dog, and some are bowing their heads to cry. Saying the sun shine down, down on Louisiana. Saying the sun shine down, that'll dry up all of the rain. Shonti Elder. Well, people been a-sticking together. The water's been rising all day. Some are breaking their backs on those sand-filled sacks, and some are bowing their heads to pray. If I ever live to be 100, one thing I will remember well. At one time in my life, well, I'd seen enough water to put out all of the fires in hell. Then the sun shine down, down on Louisiana. Then the sun shine down, that'll dry up all of the rain. One more chorus. Oh, wait a minute. Sean. If I ever live to be 100, the thing I will remember well. At one time in my life, well, I've seen enough water to put out all of the fires in hell. Then the sun shine down, down on Louisiana. Then the sun shine down, that'll dry up all of the rain. Singing out loud, you guys. Then the sun shine down, down on Louisiana. Then the sun shine down, that'll dry up all of the rain. Then the sun shine down, that'll dry up all of the rain. Then the sun shine down and dry up all of the rain.
Well, now there's a really romantic song, and I think one of the wonderful things about songs that are accessible like Bill's are you can change them and hope that he never got too mad at you for changing them a little bit. This is one that I changed.
Okay, I'm changing too. So give me
She's changing also.
Tell a little more.
Other stories. Well, he's such a velvet voice. It's been a real honor for me to be listening to more of these songs. We chose songs for Lucy to play. Lucy signed up to do sound for this concert, and she ended up like, poof, by the way, you're coordinating it. Bye. And Lucy's done an awesome job of getting things together. And thank you so much, Lucy and Bennett, for putting this all together. It's hard enough doing live sound without having to herd cats, like the rest of us musicians are a little bit cat-like. But Bill's voice is so velvet, and it's been so fun to just reconnect with a lot of these songs. He has so many songs, and we were trying to find them. There's a lot of them on YouTube Music you'll find, and there's albums. He's got the first Million Miles, he's got the first Million Miles, Volume 2, he's got the third Million Miles, and probably about 17 or 25 other albums too. It was very prolific. And so many of these are sing-along songs. It's just incredible. And his velvet voice, just, you can listen to that all day, just bathe yourself in his warm, beautiful voice.
You know, every show that Bill did, his opening comment was, "How are y'all doing out there?" And then he would say, "Now, as you may have noticed, I write a lot of songs with choruses, and when that comes around, don't be shy." He goes, "Just dive right in there." So that's our invitation to you too.
This song is probably not a sing-along, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Should have saved that remark for the next song, but next one will be.
Probably most of the other ones. If you know the words, you're welcome to sing along. But it's a Mexico Way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I was playing guitar in a small Texas bar, and the people were looking my way, when I noticed her eyes, deep as bright southern skies, down by Mexico way. Well, you can see why I kind of had to change it, because at the time I learned this, I had this massive crush on this guy with dark eyes from Juneau, and so I changed it to Down by that Southeastern Bay. So here's the whole song, slightly different. I was playing guitar in a small Juneau bar, and the people were looking my way, when I noticed his eyes, as dark as the skies that hung over that Southeastern Bay. I was playing a song about how I'd been done wrong, and he'd smile at each word that I'd say. And I knew in my head he understood what I said, down by that Southeastern Bay. We walked and walked, talked and we talked. He sang songs to me through the night. He played my guitar, and my thoughts wandered far, and I held him so close and so tight. Now I'm leaving town, my head's spinning round, bound for some other city to play. But I'll always care for the one who lives there, down by that Southeastern Bay. Town, my head's spinning around, bound for some other city to play. But I'll always care for the one who lives there, down by that Southeastern Bay. But I'll always care for the one who lives there, down by that Southeastern Bay. But I actually, of course, in the long run, I met a blue-eyed, handsome guy, and we've been married for 35 years now, so thank you, Bill. My Palmer boy, Valley boy, Valley boy.
Okay, so can I get some guitar and this mic? Got some mic, some guitar there.
This is definitely a sing-along.
Can I get a little bit more in the monitor? Okay. So this is called The Spirit Song. It's got a great sing-along chorus, and now you can dive right in there.
Stands a misty mountain in the soft and gentle rain, against the flight of endless time, forever to remain. And through all the passing seasons, through every night and day, I can see that misty mountain, I can feel the Spirit say, oh, brother, don't you weep. Oh, brother, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, brother, don't you weep, sister. Oh, sister, don't you weep. Oh, sister, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on that golden shore. Oh, sister, don't you weep. Up the rocky roads of trouble,
down twisted paths of pain. Sometimes it is a struggle, sometimes we come up lame. But with children on our shoulders, we stop and face another day. And through their shining eyes of innocence, I can hear the children say, Father, oh, Father, don't you weep. Oh, Father, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, Father, don't you weep, Mother. Oh, Mother, don't you weep. Oh, Mother, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, Mother, don't you weep. When there's music all around you that you just can't seem to hear, when the answer's just around the bend but it never shows up clear, when there's darkness right above you, it's hard to know and understand that there's a heart out there that loves you and there's a promise in your hand. Oh, people, don't you weep. Oh, people, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, people, don't you weep. Oh, people, don't you weep. Oh, people, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, people, don't you weep. And there stands a misty mountain in the soft and gentle rain, against the flight of endless time, forever to remain. And through all the passing seasons, through every night and day, I can see that misty mountain. I can hear the Spirit say, Brother, oh brother, don't you weep. Oh, brother, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, brother, don't you weep. Oh, sister, don't you weep. Oh, sister, don't you weep no more. The sun's gonna shine on the golden shore. Oh, sister, don't you weep. The sun's gonna shine on that golden shore. Oh, sister, don't you weep.
There's some low.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it went away
Okay.
magically.
Alrighty.
I am a sucker for mushy love songs. And Marianne See and I are in this band called Wings to Fly, and our motto is mush without guilt, or at least it used to be mush without guilt. And this is a very mushy, beautiful song. It's called Music to Me. When my heart brushed the sky, and simple love was the love I knew. We walked as one back then, untouched by why or when. Now once again I remember you. We danced, we clicked our heels, we dreamt in feathered fields, and told the stories that lovers tell. You sang the songs anew and made them all seem true, with a voice that I love so well. Did I ever tell you your name was music to me? Did I ever show you from the start? Did I ever know you would fly ever offer you my heart? You're welcome to sing along next time, now that you know the words. Ah, but we were younger then, untouched by restless winds. Soon vivid colors of love turn blue. Now I wonder how you've grown and run the roads you've known. Yes, once again I remember you. Did I ever tell you your name was music to me? Did I ever show you from the start? Did I ever know you would fly, oh fly away? Did I ever offer you my heart? So time has come and gone, you sang another song, yet I still linger beneath your spell. And how I long to hear those words you whispered near, with a voice that I love so well. Did I ever tell you your name was music to me? Did I ever show you from the start? Did I ever know you would fly, oh fly away? Did I ever offer you my heart? Did I ever tell you your name was music to me? Did I ever show you from the start? Did I ever know you would fly, oh fly away? Did I ever offer you my heart? Well, this next one that Suzy's going to sing is definitely another singing along one. It's called Crossing the Water. And the chorus goes, we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. And we'll sing it enough that you'll know all those words by the end of it. The easiest part is we are crossing the water, which is how the chorus begins. Bill Staines, if you know his songs, he's got a lot of water songs. He's got river songs and water and Down by the Sea and the river continuing and crossing the water. I think he had an affinity for water. Just guessing, just guessing. I wanted to give a shout out to Mike McCormick one more time because he brought the music of Bill Staines to Alaska for over 25 years, probably more. So many concerts. Bill made another home for himself kind of in Talkeetna. Doug Geating flew him around in his plane, and he even wrote a song called Beneath This Red Bird's Wing, just for Doug Geating. We tried really hard to get Doug to play tonight. We weren't able to, but we sure tried. And he deserves all the best for that song.
So we'll sing it through slow once for you, and then we'll dive right in there. Oh, we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Ready, go. Oh, we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Well, there is no shallow water, and naught but love to keep us safely from the dangers monsters and the devils of the deep. Yet with every breath within us, we search forevermore to find some peaceful harbor on that far-off shore. And we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. And every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Well, for some it is a glory, for some it is a gain, for some it is a story told with emptiness and pain. Yet with rising winds and chorus, we search for steady ground. There is only that before us, there can be no turning around. And we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. And every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Well, there is no other journey that can ever be the same. No second chance horizon that will call you by your name. When the welling waves wash o'er you and the stormy winds they drive, give your heart a song, sing it loud and long, keep your dreams alive. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. And every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. We want to hear you guys. Oh, we are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. And every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everybody coming out tonight. And, you know, if you've ever been to a Bill Staines concert, you know what he closes with. And he closes with a song that we all know and love called River. And in honor of Bill, we are going to... Okay. We're going to close our show the same way.
And it sounds best when everybody's singing along. What talented people we have singing. I can hear you through those masks. It's really tricky. I see these heads bobbing up and down, but it's hard to tell. And thank you so much again for the Folk Festival for putting this on, even in the time of COVID. It means a lot to all of us to sing together.
I was born in the path of the winter wind and raised where the mountains are rolled. The springtime waters came a-dancing down. I remember the tales they told, the whistling ways of my younger days too quickly have faded on by. And all of their memories lay the light in a fading sky. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea.
I've been to the city and back again. I've been moved by some things that I've learned. Met a lot of good people and I call them friends. Felt the change when the seasons turned. I've heard all the songs that the children sing and listened to love's melodies. I felt my own music within me rise like the wind in the autumn trees.
And river, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Someday when the flowers are blooming still, someday when the grass is still green, my rolling waters will round the bend and flow into the open sea. So here's to the rainbow that's followed me here, and here's to the friends that I know. Here's to the song that's within me now. I will sing it wherever I go. And river, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. One more time. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Thank you guys so much. I think we're going to hear from John's from the Folk Festival to close us out.
All right. Well, I don't know what to say. I'd really like everybody here to give everybody here a round of applause. Thank you so much. I think this is working. I'm never the person to put in front of a camera, but first I want to say thank you to Shonti and Suzy for bringing this idea to the Folk Festival. I think it's a fantastic way to spend our February house concert for our Festival 33 this year. So thank you very much. I also want to thank all the performers, for sharing your songs, your stories, and your memories of Bill Staines. thanks to the in-studio audience, I mean, holy cow. Like, we have this whole audience here. If you could see these folks, I wish we could see them. Maybe we can. Maybe because Scott can pan this group. It's so great. I can't see your smiling, but I see you chuckling, so I'm stoked on that. And I want to thank everybody that's watching on YouTube, Facebook, and anywhere on our website. I think that's such a treat, for you, for us, to be able to bring music back to the community. That's really our goal here. It's certainly an honor for me to be a part of this organization and its leadership group right now. We've got a fantastic board. We just added 2 new members. We just added a festival coordinator. Holy cow. Like, this has been a vision for this organization for decades, and I'm really excited for what Dana Mendoza is bringing to us. And stay tuned. We've got some great things in the works for our March and our April house concert series and an in-person festival in May, right in Midtown Anchorage at the Cuddy Park. So please let us know if you're interested in volunteering. We have 2 open seats on the board of directors right now. We're always looking for people with a vision and time and ready to just dig in. Keep an eye on our website for new developments and read our newsletters. So I kind of want to call this out. Everybody in this audience tonight actually read the newsletter because round of applause for that. Because we asked folks, if you want to attend, send us an email that says, pick me in the head, in the subject line. And all of these folks did that. And that's awesome. So yeah, we have so many more people to thank, and our members, our Pick, Click, Give supporters, our commercial donors. I think you can see them if you're looking at the video. Beneath me in the little banner, there are credits that are running at the end of the video if you're watching this online. We really appreciate your support. We could not do this without you. And without further ado, thank you and good night.
One more.